Someone in the session had just asked me about what else, I would recommend knowing when you're coming to the university, whether you're coming as a freshman or as a transfer. One of the things that I would like you to kind of understand, and something that we can find tends to help students be more successful, is actually feeling part of the university and being part of, a group. So we have a lot of different ways that students can get involved on campus. We have two, for instance, very popular criminal justice clubs. One of the clubs is an honor society. So you have to have a 3.2 GPA, and you have to have so many numbers of units taken. You have to apply, and that one is a little pricier to join, but you become part of a national honor society. But more of our students just kind of want to get involved right when they get here. We have something called CJSA, which is the Criminal Justice Student Association. It's a group of students who, you don't have to be a criminal justice major, many are, but it's only like $20 a year to join, and it's more active. You guys do fundraisers, you do socials, you bring guest speakers to campus, so that students can start networking with professionals. It's a way to get involved, get to know other students, and get to know, a lot of times faculty will be involved in these, so you get to know and work outside of class with faculty on different types of, fundraisers or things like that. So if besides just curriculum, when you arrive here, think about, ways that you could get really involved and feel like you're part of the university. So that was my answer to one of the students who asked about other things to kind of know when you arrive. So is there any other last minute questions before we'll probably get booted out again?
Yes, I was looking at the core courses here. It says that there's 21 units of it. Does that mean we have to take each and every one of those?
Yes, core means required. Everyone has to take it. And another thing to understand about core is it has to be C- or better. You cannot get a D or a D+ in a core in our major, okay? Even in electives, everything has to be a C- or better. So as you're going through the required courses, everything must be taken at a C- or better. Electives, you get to pick any 5 you want, but those 2 to count for credit have to be a C- or better in the major.
Okay, and as a transfer, does that mean some of those requirements were already fulfilled for that, or do we have to do all of them all over again?
Well, a lot of times this is very confusing to transfer, so I apologize for this. You might have taken a corrections course or a policing course at a community college, but those were 100 or 200 level courses on that topic. That's great that you've had that experience, because personally, I think that will make you in a better position when you take a 300 level policing class, a 300 level corrections class. It might be the same topic, but it won't be the same class. You'll be assessed at a much higher level, and the content will be a little bit more challenging in this version. So yes, you will have to take it. The only thing that transfers from the community college is Criminal Justice 100.
Oh, okay, thank you.
I
have a question. Who do you contact to find out more information about the major?
Well, you could contact me. I just given my email. But another thing that I thought it was up here, we have, if you go to the criminal justice website, you can find the criminal justice handbook. Because if you email me for information, that's what I'm going to send you.
I posted the link in the Q&A.
What, you put it in the Q&A?
Yeah, I posted the link in there.
Okay, if you go to the Q&A, our chair who's joined us, this is Matt Jarvis. He's the chair of Politics, Administration, and Justice. And we have a criminal justice handbook that gives a lot of information about the major, about the clubs that I was talking about, things about minors. There's a whole section in the handbook about careers. So I strongly encourage anyone who's coming, whether you're a freshman or a transfer, please look over that handbook, because it can give you a lot of extra details and links and information to other sources you might want to check out on campus.
I have a question.
Okay.
So as a freshman, if we decide to stick to criminal justice, what will the first 2 years be like? Will it just cover like general education?
Mostly, yes. When you come as a freshman, we encourage you to take Criminal Justice 100. It's a requirement for the major, but it also counts as general education. So if you end up realizing it's not quite for me, I don't like this, you still get general education units for 100. But most of the courses you'll take your freshman and sophomore year will be GE. But if you want to take that Foundations of Criminal Justice, that 300 prereq I've been talking about, you can take that your sophomore year to get ready for the major, and then to your core work in your junior year. But you could also take your English writing class your sophomore year as well. So those are things that you can kind of knock off toward the major if you want to do that in your sophomore year.
I have a question.
Okay.
So I probably missed out on this earlier on the presentation, but do students, freshmen or transferred, do they get time in the courtroom or with their teachers or no?
Time in the what room? You say
Courtroom.
courtroom?
Yeah.
Okay, I actually had mentioned this earlier. Again, I know people are kind of coming in and out. So I actually teach a class called Criminal Courts where they spend my students in this class do spend time in the courtroom. And then I have judges who co-teach the class with me. The students observe on Tuesdays, the court sessions, and then they do debriefs with the judges on Tuesdays. And then on Thursdays, they come in and we actually talk about, who are these players? What are the process? What are the rules? So that way they can kind of compare the courtroom in action versus, courtroom in a textbook. So yeah, there are classes that give you lots of different opportunities to maybe get some real world experience in criminal justice.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a question.
Okay.
Internship. If you're already working as a police cadet, would that count for your internship?
Your internship your job cannot be used as an internship.
Okay. And then I have another question. If you have already taken your general ed, like your math and all that, it should transfer over to Fullerton?
It should. I mean, you have to have, I'm assuming, you've passed all of those classes. But yeah, certain GEs that you take at the community college, like math and science and English, again, I'm not a GE advisor, but most of those transfer over.
Okay, and lastly, where can you go to find the elective classes? Because I've seen where you can access the core classes, but it just says elective classes. It doesn't have a list of the electives that are available.
If you go in that handbook I was talking about, they'll have a list of more electives that you can pick from. But realize those electives are not the only electives because new electives are being offered all the time. Professors are teaching or creating newer courses and new electives. So that the electives are a kind of a working document because, for instance, we have a new mass murder class, right? That might not be in the handbook because that just started getting offered. So when you look in the handbook at the elective classes, realize there could be new ones that are coming. So anything that isn't a criminal justice core class is an elective that you can take.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So also, I actually have just another question. And what's actually just for the clubs, you had mentioned there's a CJSA club, and then there's another club. What was the other club that you mentioned?
The other club is an honor. It's called the Criminal Justice Honor Society. It's actually the proper name is the Alpha Phi Sigma. So okay. It's known as APS. It's national. So you have to join it. You have to pay your dues for it. But the difference between CGSA and APS is APS. They do a lot of the same kinds of activities, like I said, socials and fundraisers and guest speakers. But with APS, you can put that on your resume that you were in an honor society. And the only other thing that I can see is a big difference between the two is at graduation, if you're an APS member, you get special medallions and regalia that you wear at graduation. Other than that, there's really not a big difference between the two clubs, but you have to have a certain GPA of like 3.2 in order to join APS.
And then in terms of like applying or to see if we qualify, where would we go? Is that something we do on campus, or is that something we can do online before we go in, or how does that work?
Well, what I would do is if you are interested in the Honor Society, we have our faculty advisor who does APS. Her name is Veronica Herrera. You could find her on the criminal justice, website. She's one of our faculty members. and she can talk to you more about the process to apply for APS. As I said, there's certain requirements like GPA. You also, I believe, have to have taken at least 4 criminal justice classes at the granting institution. So you won't be able to join APS your first semester. But a lot of times students will take 4 criminal justice courses their first semester as a transfer, and then their next semester they can join APS.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you very much. I'll most definitely be emailing her, or I'll be in contact with her soon. Thank you. No, we appreciate you coming back. Honestly, we appreciate you coming back and being able to give us a little bit more information. I know it got disconnected, but we do appreciate it. Thank you.
No worries. All right. Well, I think this is Matt. Are you still there?
I am.
I'm going to sign off. Do you think someone mentioned earlier in one of the sessions that Dixie's 12 o'clock?
I think they successfully moved it.
Yeah, I got an email from it a little bit ago. Just I was gonna fill you guys back in on that, but yeah, they did fix it. It's good now.
Okay.
So
Thank
that would
you
be
so
a different
much.
Zoom room, though.
Yeah. Just make sure you check your email. They sent the updated link.
Okay, wonderful. Well, as I said, I had given my email. If any of you have other questions, my email is acass@fullerton.edu, and I'd be happy to respond. And welcome to Cal State Fullerton, and I look forward to seeing you when you arrive.
Thank you.
Thank you very
care.
much, and we appreciate
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.